Awesome. So I'm here again with Lara Kozan and excited to be together, working together. So today we want to talk about who you're being. And so not about like all the things you're doing or all the things you're responsible for, but actually like who you're being and what role you're stepping into. And we started this conversation because we were talking earlier about, I was just sharing how I just started a new company, and I started out just kind of doing it as a solopreneur, and I just made it a corporation. And I was saying to Lara, as soon as I got those corporation documents back, I started taking my company more seriously. I started putting in huddles. I reorganized all of my branding, getting logos. Everything was just starting to come together. And so we were just talking about that shift of like, instead of just trying to do something or get somewhere, shifting your identity to really being something will actually put you into action. And so let's start with you, Lara. When can you say like some shifts that happened from like the start as a yoga teacher, moving through to being a serial entrepreneur now with kids and doing it all? What were some of those pivotal transformational points?
Yeah, I can think back to the very pinpoint, probably like many of you who are entrepreneurs. Anytime we expand what we have to do, potentially it's because we're taking on a new role. So I can think of one, when I became a mom, and two, when I opened my second business. Both of those times, if you can think back to yourself, maybe going through similar transitions. When I was a mom, I all of a sudden had way more to do. When I opened my second business, I had way more to do. So one of the things that has helped me is, okay, so I'm becoming a new identity. And with that new identity, there's fierce boundaries that you need to create around that. So you can no longer do what you used to do, because that's not going to work. You need to become first. And then from that becoming, then you can do more in that place.
Awesome. So becoming, I love what you said, something about the timing expand. Can you talk more about that?
So in both examples, when I went back to try to do the same thing, but I was a new person, I had become, my identity had shifted. I had to shift the boundaries. And one of my favorite laws is the law that's called Parkinson's law. There's two parts to it, but the first law of Parkinson's is a task expands to the amount of time you give it. And we've all experienced this.
Oh my gosh.
Think of any time you've gone on a vacation and you needed to get everything done beforehand. You always get it done. You always get it done. When you get on the plane, you're like, oh, I got everything done. However, in life, if we don't give ourselves those fierce boundaries, I'm going to take half an hour to do my emails, not an hour. I'm going to go on social media today for 20 minutes. It'll expand and then it'll take over the day. So as an entrepreneur, as a new mom, I'm going back and I'm going, wait a second, I only have till 5 o'clock to get done all the things I need to do. So I better get all those things done. And I was done, out of the office by 5 and on with the rest of the things.
Yeah. So you're actually shifting. So you're actually becoming more efficient, really, because you realize like you have those boundaries. I love that, fierce boundaries. So you've got like fierce boundaries around what you need to do, how you're going to do it. And you've shifted your priorities because now you're a mom and you know you have to be home at a certain time. Whereas before you're just a busy entrepreneur and you can just work until midnight and it's kind of cool to be that busy, right?
Yeah.
So it's like shifting the way you see yourself to be able to put in those fierce boundaries, because there's no reason you couldn't have just gone home at 5 before, right?
Exactly.
You could have just cut your day at 5, but you didn't because you hadn't shifted that identity piece.
And the doing's always way harder if the identity shift isn't there first.
Yeah.
So if you have that identity and you come from a place of being, then you can do what you want or potentially even do less. Some of the things that we get caught in the busyness of doing, if we were just to align with the being first and that identity of who we are and who we want to show up as, then the rest becomes easier and it becomes an easier shift to do in all the doing.
I love it. Are you guys following along? Any questions so far? You can pop them in. I think we might see them here. I don't know. I can answer them later too. So I totally relate to that because I went through those similar transitions. And the first one was I was a hairstylist and I just did clients 6 days a week, 10 hours a day. That was just what I did. I wanted to be busy hairstylist. And then shifting into the salon owner and having all those other responsibilities, I had to shift my identity into a salon owner. And it was weird because my focus wasn't singular anymore on just clients. I would have a hard time focusing on the clients because I was now seeing all the other things going on in the business.
Yeah.
So it had really shifted my thinking, and I started to identify as a salon owner. And then again, another shift when I wanted to step away from even doing all the owner roles and just have a manager in place.
Yes.
Shifting again into even more deeper into that entrepreneur role. And so much so that I don't even relate or see myself as that hairstylist. Like, I don't even recognize that person anymore, because I'm just so far removed from it in my being of like who I've become now.
Beautiful, like that evolution of once you're willing to make the step, the leap, then the beingness takes over, and then you can see who you were before.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, awesome. So what can we share with entrepreneurs right now, or whatever stage you're in, like the stage that you want to move into, and you're thinking that you can just get there by actions that you're taking? So what can we share? What can you share? Like one piece of advice to move into, stop trying to achieve something, but actually like becoming that first.
I think one of the practices that I do on a consistent basis is setting my I am for the day. So every day I'll go, I am, and I am is the two most powerful words that you can put before anything. So I am, and then fill in the blanks. And from there, then I will. So even on a consistent basis, just knowing that identity that you want to aspire to, and at the same time that you already are.
Awesome.
So it's sort of that cycle. Because you aspire to it, you already are. And then just set that intention. I am, I will. I am, I will. Potentially as a daily practice.
Okay, so what's your I am for today?
Oh,
on the spot. I'm going to give you mine because I just came up with it while you think about it. I am fierce, and I'm having fierce boundaries because I just love that. And what that means to me is really, when I say it's, I'm giving a certain amount of time to something, that's really the amount of time I give to it. And that I clear the clutter so that and my other one is I'm present. I'm present with whatever it is I'm doing at that time.
Love it. Love it. I love the fierce that often comes up for me. I'm fierce grace. I like the combination of the two.
Nice.
That wasn't mine for today. Mine for today was I'm connected.
Cool.
And I will complete all that I said I was going to do today. So awesome. I have a very clear action list and complete. So.
We better get to work then, because we have a big list.
We better get to work.
Okay. So what's your I am statement for today? Share it on the Facebook page. We want to know where you're at and what you're working on. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.